All right, Monday, December what? 5th? 4th?
4th.
Happy birthday, Jay-Z.
There we go.
Nice.
New York legend. King.
Why looking at me? You think it was you did something impressive, like you knew Jay-Z's
Also,
birthday?
the person I referenced that I had the dream about that voted me off in my own attic,
Yeah.
Rachel, it's also her birthday, too. So happy birthday, Rachel from Ground.
She reached out?
Yeah, sent her the clip. She's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, it's like fucking insane. But let me tell you,
Sent her the clip.
I'm still in touch with her. Yeah, it's not like it was like a random like fucking whose number. You gotta put
Found the LinkedIn.
You gotta put a signature at the bottom. No, we're very much in touch. Brought to you by Omaha Steaks. The holidays are here. Let Omaha Steaks take the guesswork out of gifting. Shop carefully curated gift packages that are guaranteed to make spirits bright all winter long. Go to omahasteaks.com and save 50% site-wide. Plus, when you use promo code PICS at checkout, get an additional $30 off your order. Send tender, juicy butcher cut filet mignons, mouthwatering burgers, gourmet jumbo franks, or even easy-to-prepare meals that are ready in a flash. With Omaha Steaks, the possibilities are endless. This offer won't last long. Omaha Steaks is ready to ship your order right away. So shop early and beat the shipping rush. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code PICS at checkout. Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, a gift that will be remembered with every unforgettable bite. Order with your complete confidence today, knowing you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com. Take advantage of 50% off site-wide plus promo code PICS at checkout to get an extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required. Visit omahasteaks.com and save big with 50% off site-wide. Use promo code PICS at checkout and get that extra $30 off your order. Yeah, big time. That's a big-time deal. All right, so a lot to discuss over the weekend. Joined Mangold Monday by Nick Mangold. I think the story, obviously, probably top of the charts. Jared Kalenic to the Braves. It's big.
That is a big story, though.
Big
I know you're making fun. That is a big story.
Big story.
It is.
Big
Oh, who got? What's the big story that happened?
NBA in-season tournament tonight.
No, who
Yes.
got in the Hall of Fame that Clemmer was telling? First thing he
Jim
said,
Leland made the Hall of
Jim
Fame.
Leland made it. I was like,
Leland.
I don't think there's anyone. If you asked anyone on the street, knew that he got into the Hall of Fame yesterday.
Maybe they may not have known, but you said nobody cared. You said people care more about these like college basketball games with like that with
They do.
unseeded teams.
They do.
They don't.
For that day, it's close.
They don't. I mean, they don't. No one besides you watches those
Close.
games.
Well, the guy next to me does,
All right, the two of you do.
and the guy next to him does.
Great. I've seen the ratings. It's literally just you three.
It's tough.
The ratings of what? Was there a ceremony for Jim Leland yesterday?
There's going to be.
Like,
I got you.
Jim Leland matters in certain cities. I'm not saying he matters nationwide, but in certain cities he matters a lot.
Only I could make a joke and then turn it into a full-blown brawl for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
About Jim Leland.
Fucking, I was looking at some of the dumbest stories to make the point.
Kalenic deal does matter
that,
though.
though?
Jim Leland, manager.
He used to smoke heaters.
Manager?
You would know him if you
Talk
saw him.
about
You would know him if you
A
saw him.
manager going in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, you would know him if you saw him. Anyway, college football playoff. We said the nightmare scenario on this program like a month ago. As much as I was saying that they would leave that hotel room and light themselves on fire, don't ban me, YouTube, before they left Alabama out, I really didn't think they had the balls to do it. I thought I was like deking myself out. I could not believe when push comes to shove, they leave an undefeated Power 5 champion out of the playoff. In the last year possible, it just goes to prove this whole thing has been a fucked up system, a comedically bad system, a flawed system, fucked up system, and right down to the very end, it blows up in everybody's face.
but they got it right.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
They 100%.
No.
You're the
no.
Vegas guys that we fucking were screaming
I
about.
think the thing is,
See,
I feel bad
they
for
didn't
the
do
kids.
either of those. I feel weird. Like, I more predicted what they would do more than I think it's right or wrong. I just knew Florida State was the easiest. They had to fuck somebody, and Florida State was the easiest to fuck.
Did you see the rule? The rule was there. They might have wrote it last night, but they wrote it. It was there. So if like what can we pull?
It was
by
basically
any
just if a
chance?
player or coach got hurt, like that was going to potentially affect postseason play. It was a part of the criteria.
Yeah.
But
It was written for them.
I think it was more written if Ohio State lost without their best player, they don't take that loss as I don't think they did it.
No, it
was
it's-
written for
It
future,
says
too?
specifically, like if they lose like a big player or coach, like potentially impact their play in the regular season or postseason. It says.
Oh, regular season or postseason.
It was written, but let's call it as too. If Bama had lost to literally anyone on planet Earth besides Texas, they would have left Texas out. But because they lost to Texas at home by double digits, they became a package deal. They basically were married.
Yeah.
They were joined to the hip at that point.
Right.
100%.
They could because obviously they fucked the Power 5 undefeated Power 5 champion, but when like Texas, you just couldn't like they lost them, so you couldn't put Bama and not put Texas out. Because when you talk about games that matter for Florida State, if you put in two or leave out the one-loss team, when they both have the same resume and they lost them, then you're literally saying point blank the games don't matter.
Yes. So
and they couldn't do that, so they had to fuck Florida State. I guess they didn't have to, but
the
they were
game
the easiest to fuck.
when people are like games don't matter. Listen, they matter. One, your quarterback got hurt. Your second quarterback got hurt. You beat Louisville with a backup quarterback by what was it 6?
They did end up winning. by
Louisville
10, but-
Louisville was a top 25
Why wasn't
team.
Why wasn't but you know they're like. But you also why isn't
in the
Norvell?
ratings, though.
Why wasn't Norvell trying to run up that score completely at the
No,
end?
he was.
I don't think he was at the
I mean,
end
no,
of the
but
game.
they
he wasn't trying.
couldn't. I mean, they couldn't. Like beating them by 10 was the absolute most they could have. They gave their best effort to win that game. I mean, their quarterback threw for like 55 yards. They couldn't. They didn't have the ability to run it up.
I just think I get everyone like
We're
I
lucky
feel,
to win.
I feel bad for the seniors of Florida State. I do feel bad. Like you win every single game, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. But tell me how you leave out a team that just like the games do matter in this point. You beat the #1 team in the country. You beat them.
Has this ever happened before?
Not
Like
like
a team got undefeated and like really should be there, but
No.
No, because what people are doing, and they're fucking so stupid, is comparing it to Ohio State because their backup quarterback or third string went in, but they won 59-0 in the championship. It wasn't like they barely beat it. They won 59-0. So it's nothing. It's not even close to what Ohio State was. You know,
Florida State still won.
Yeah,
They
the-
won their like,
they
he didn't-
barely
He
won.
didn't get hurt in the championship game. He got hurt 2 games ago.
and they still
They
won.
Still won to get to
I
the
get
championship
it.
game and then won the championship game. And to leave those guys out, like the middle linebacker of Florida State, whoever he is, I have no clue, but he played all 13 games.
No,
He's there.
100%.
He should be in the playoff. Like because his quarterback got hurt, they're like, no, you get to go play in some bullshit bowl.
Who
I
have
saw
you left
somebody
out,
make
though?
a comparison. What if they told the Eagles you can't make the playoffs because Carson Wentz got hurt that year?
But see, no, but that's why the flawed system produced
Yeah.
flawed results. That was my whole point of just saying I knew they were going to fuck Florida State. It's a system where literally 13 random people get in a room and just handpick the
Yes.
teams.
No.
Like that's never going to be a
No,
correct system.
Let's go
ever,
let's
ever.
go way back in time, okay? This is a sport that in the 70s and 80s, when Clemmer was in his 20s, watching these games, they did not have an actual championship. The bowls were
Yeah.
tied to the conferences, so 1 and 2 just didn't play.
You literally,
We just
they would
didn't-
get
it was
to,
just-
they would get to pick. You literally get to pick who you played, essentially.
What do you mean? No, the bowls were tied to
No,
conference.
but I'm saying there was a point in time. I guess I'm talking even earlier than that. I guess I was thinking even before that, there was a point in time where you literally, if you were like in the right spot, like you ever seen the Express, like
No.
when Cuse was good back in the day. I'm probably thinking before you're even. talking
Yeah.
about. If you were like the #1 seed, you literally almost got to like you got offered like you get offered bowl games, and you literally get to pick like which one.
Right.
So you could say you say you were 1, and you either say this bowl game you could play #2, or this bowl game you could play like #7.
Yeah.
You almost get the choice.
That was probably early, but
earlier,
go,
but
go
even
look
this
at
too.
the documentary you need to watch is the Miami U one.
Yeah.
Their last bowl games, they're just playing. It's like 3 versus 5 or 2 versus. It just was happenstance. The Rose Bowl was Pac-12 against Big Ten. They weren't.
Yeah.
You weren't going to get a champion. If Ohio State was #1, they were not necessarily playing #2. So that's the first flawed system. Then for 20 years we decide, let's see how we can go get a fucking system. It's a fucking computer just printing out shit that only gives us 2 teams. For that was flawed because I think there was a year there was at least 3 undefeated teams and somebody got left out. So there was systems with that.
It was Jason Campbell's Auburn team.
Yeah.
They were undefeated, but that was when you literally got a share of the national title.
which is
Look at how
crazier
crazy
too.
that sounds.
Crazier too.
Don't you think it's always going
Just
to
got
be
the,
flawed?
And now
they got the claim like
Even with the
without
12,
playing.
someone's going to get fucked
No,
out of the
I
12.
actually
too.
don't-
You know they
Not
are.
like this though.
They're going to,
We'll
though.
be undefeated though.
Yeah, there will be some.
Nah,
teams.
they can't be 12 undefeated.
No, like
teams.
the 12th team, right?
Oh, you know,
saying.
there'll be teams that get mad they left
Yeah,
out.
but at that
They're going to get fucked, and we're gonna be like, wow, this is a flawed system.
But
And
you'll
we're gonna
never,
keep
but
doing this.
you'll never leave out an undefeated.
That's the
conference
thing,
champion.
No, 100% not.
The
But
conference champions will have automatic
That
bids,
never
I believe,
has
so.
happened before. You know, like it never
It was
had to
two,
happen.
Two things that never happened: SEC champion never got left out, and undefeated conference champion never.
Yeah, like it's
Power
the first
five
time we're talking about some of that. for the
Even
first time.
the other crazy part is number 1 has never dropped past number 4.
Yeah,
And a team,
and a team that's been out of the top 5.
A
have
team
not.
that had been out of the top 6 had never joined in. 2 teams did.
Yeah.
Bama and Georgia went from 8 and 7.
It's
to 3
just
and 4.
crazy to watch. And when you think about college football, like that video of like, thanks for the memories with the SEC on CBS, right? And all that stuff and how long it's been going on. And then games as a little kid watching Notre Dame and the fight song and the black and white and fucking all the history of and Bear Bryant and all that stuff. And you just keep looking at college football and it's a backbone of this country. And like next year is the first year we're getting a real system like other sports of an actual playoff.
Yeah, correct.
That's fucking insane.
Correct.
It's been going on for like 150 years, and like now we're finally getting a real system. That's fucked up.
Question for you guys regarding Florida State. If Florida State beats Georgia, can they claim a national title?
They should.
They should claim it now.
They should.
Because
14-point
Boycott the
underdogs.
bowl and claim it.
this is the best thing that could have happened to them because they're going to get smoked by Georgia. They would have got smoked by Michigan. They would have got smoked by anybody. They should be so happy to complain right now instead of actually doing
You
it.
think they have the balls to show up, say they're playing the bowl game, and walk off?
No.
Right?
Nah, they're not- they're not-
I would. I think that might make more of a statement. That goes everywhere.
Oh, because they believe in themselves and they think they're going to beat Georgia and they get smoked. They're going to lose
So
by
much
25.
money you'd lose, like the TV money would be like out of control. Like they would be
But
penalized so hard for that.
you-
Yeah,
guys-
but the other part of that is they know they fucked them, so would they really bring it to court, or would the NCAA be like, or CFP be like, we fucked you, and just let it go?
You too, correct? You too.
You too?
You too. Think Florida State should have got it.
Yes,
Who would you leave out? Honestly, who could have you leave out in that 4?
I would have left out Alabama.
Alabama, because the three
Being the
teams.
number 1 team in the country, and so they have a better resume and a harder schedule than Texas. Correct?
Texas beat them.
Texas beat them, but
by 10
if games matter.
their place.
Games do matter. Number 1 team in the country, and won undefeated in the SEC, the hardest conference in football. How do you leave that team out? That's almost like
because there are only 4 spots. Somebody was going to get so.
that's why I think that's my argument for Florida.
What do you
State.
leave with Florida? What do you do to Florida State? What do you tell Florida State? What can you when Florida State says, "What more could we have done?" There's literally nothing. There's not one thing more they could have done.
Quarterback.
I know,
wasn't
and
hurt.
for all the people being like, Florida State's barely beaten a few teams. Bama barely beat some shitbag teams too.
So did Georgia. Georgia didn't roll through.
Yes.
the season.
This is a tweet I saw.
I mean, let's not forget that Bama literally had to pull
I
a
saw
rabbit out
that.
of their hat.
Yes.
Beat Auburn.
Yeah.
Got very lucky. So
that would have been
you
the
could point to a lot of
real.
different- You could point to a lot of different things.
That would have been the real scenario. They lose to Auburn and then still beat Georgia. I think they still put them in.
No, they wouldn't. No, 2 losses.
You can't put a 0 and a
No,
0
no.
not in the 2.
Nope.
Don't get crazy.
No, Rico,
You're
this-
telling
still-
you, man, those
it's over and he's
Yo,
still
you're
fucking
you're
doing
You're dead
paths.
wrong.
Also,
There's a
he's still
2-loss
doing
team has
paths.
never made the playoff.
Also, no one's talking
If
about
you think
this
of putting
part.
a 2-loss over a none, you're crazy.
No one's talking
think they might
about.
have
They barely did it over with 1 loss.
Yeah.
No one's talking about this part, but money is a big thing in college football. No,
100%.
It is.
Alabama and Texas are the biggest programs in college football. We talk about Texas having their own fucking network.
But Florida State's a huge, they're a massive fan
But-
base too.
I think it's it's
They pull in big ratings.
not as much as Alabama and Texas.
I bet you're probably right, but I bet it's
Recently
closer than you
correct.
think.
Recently correct. But I mean, I remember back when Florida State was rocking.
Florida State's still
Yeah,
Florida
In
State's
terms of-
still like a powerhouse.
Ask me
football
to name the
program.
biggest brands in college football. Florida State's in the top.
for sure.
yeah, but not over Alabama and Texas.
They're closer than you think, though. They're
No, I'm not
like
saying
right
that they're
there.
not. Also, if Deion Sanders was a coach of Florida State, think they're in?
Yeah.
100%, right?
Yes, correct. That'd be correct. Probably. Yeah.
That's stupid, but it's true.
Honestly, I
Definitely
would.
would be.
Although just for I agree. Like, listen, the playoff games, the product on the field will be better because of this decision. Because I think the games will be closer. But I mean, imagine seeing Saban's reaction if they got left out.
Oh,
He would have been furious. Honestly, it was so sad. They made Kirby and Mike Norvell do like a little presser.
oh my
The
God.
Orange Bowl right after. That was the saddest thing I've ever seen. Just two teams that have like a good case to get in the playoff. Just one team got royally fucked. And then Georgia, who literally won 29 games in a row, back-to-back national titles, loses one game by 3 points, they're out.
That's what no one's talking about is Georgia, where like they have a case to get in as well. And then
They would have got in almost any other year. This year just was the most, like, with
I'm
all these undefeated
surprised.
teams, they just couldn't.
I'm surprised. If the committee was going to go all in, you might as well be complete scumbags. They should have just put Georgia at 5 instead of 6.
yeah,
Oh,
they should have.
I am,
It's like, if
honestly,
you're going to be a scumbag,
I
be
have
a complete fucking
I have a theory. I have a theory that they would have put them in over Florida State.
I agree, too.
And they just made Florida State 5
did,
and
'cause
Georgia
it doesn't
6
matter.
because it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Just to
100%.
save like 1% of their face.
They were also. There's a reason why they put Bama 8 and them 7 and let Florida State in it right there because they were like, oh, hopefully they just
I
lose.
think Florida State was top 4 all year and just didn't lose.
Yeah,
And just got bounced last week.
That's what's crazy.
It is
It's like,
crazy.
I wish they put them at 5 this week before like this all happened, but they were just like, oh, they'll lose to Louisville or oh, they'll lose to Florida, and it's like, oh fuck, they haven't lost yet. Like they were watching that game, like come on, Mo.
Oh, they were going
going
so bad.
Like, cards. Big
Rico
time.
has said that. Like I would watch the pay-per-view committee during watching a game that they don't want the team to get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be so fun.
I mean, we saw it coming for months, and it was just like, will they do it? Will they? I really can't believe they did it when it comes down to it. The flip side of it, well, the other thing I was going to say this too. Everybody who said Florida State doesn't have a chance in the playoff, probably right. But aren't those also the same people who said TCU didn't have a chance last year when they mollywopped Michigan?
But we're saying it because it's a second or third string quarterback.
Fair enough.
Matt Duggan was their quarterback.
Fair enough. But like TCU had no chance last year against Michigan, and you know that too.
No, that
The whole world was like,
sure,
no chance, no
but
chance,
This
no
team's
chance.
way worse than TCU.
I just think if
you don't think so?
It's the only thing is
if you're gonna go off these predictions,
the Florida State defense is very, very good.
It's just the quarterback
that's
can't
the only
throw,
thing.
so
That's the
that's a
only thing.
huge problem.
Trust me, no, they wouldn't have been able to move the ball. I think they would have.
The backup would have been back in, right?
Probably, yeah, because he had a concussion, so he probably would have played. He would have played in a month from now. I think they just didn't have the balls to stick it to Bama or the SEC, because Sankey, who's the SEC's commissioner, president, whatever you want to call him, and Saban would have went nuts. They would have lost their mind. And I just think they were afraid of last year. The 2 semifinals were like classic games; they were phenomenal. But the average margin of victory during the college football playoff era in the semifinals is 19 points.
Yeah, it's big.
That's horrible. It's usually been blowouts. A lot of times, years where it's been double blowouts, and the championship game was like a good game. So I think they just like I said, Florida State was easier to stick it to, and I think they kind of just knew, like they play Michigan, and Michigan takes a 10-point lead, the game's over.
And they could also
They could play good defense, but they couldn't play from behind. They literally threw for 55 yards in the conference championship game.
when
They knew they were in a bad
State
spot.
though, they can have the excuse of like you guys do like your backup. Like they have that excuse. If you
Sure,
said
but that
to
doesn't make them feel any better.
100%. No, but that's what they're thinking in their head. They don't have to really talk to anybody. Honestly, we don't really know who was even in that room.
This
Do we?
is from the chat. If Jalen Milroe tore his ACL in the last minute of the game, Bama wins. Would Bama still get in?
Ooh, that's a good question.
good
Actually,
question.
I actually like that question. Wow,
Honestly, no.
he shouldn't, because if you saw what they looked like without Milroe,
That guy's
they could barely beat South Florida.
That's
sucks.
exactly what I was thinking, because you saw what their backups
Yeah.
did.
That was Saban's one of my favorite Saban moments in his career.
yeah.
Is he literally Milroe? He was getting so much shit about Milroe after the Texas game. He literally had a fuck you game to his entire fan base and be like, "Shut up and let me do my job. I know what I'm doing."
He's the best coach to ever live.
How much of this is affected by TV rights and revenue?
million.
Because obviously they want to have the most competitive game possible to have the ratings be as high as possible. Is that a determining factor here? Is the committee compromised?
I think it had a slight factor. I think they probably do it regardless, to be honest. But I think a little bit. I guess.
I don't.
Compromise is a strong word. Like I don't want to say it's like they didn't throw it. I just think they kind of did. They played like they basically talked out of both sides of their mouth, where it was like because they do this thing like the 4 deserving teams and the 4 best teams. They kind of did neither of them. Because if you did 4 best teams in theory, it would just be like Vegas power rankings, which in theory would literally be not in order. Would literally be like Georgia, Bama, Michigan, Ohio State.
Right. I mean,
If you did like Vegas power rankings, that's probably would be the 4.
there's no
We're
criteria.
calling it what it is, but the most deserving was Florida
State.
Was Florida State.
It would
obviously.
still say Oregon's better than Washington, even though Washington beat them twice.
Yeah, I mean they would. Yeah, they would.
That's like
they would say
in their eyes.
They would say Ohio State's better than like Oregon and Washington, Texas. Like it's just. They would say Georgia's better than all of them too.
Right.
Dukes pulled it up, but Jordan Travis's tweet was awesome. It's like I wish I broke my leg earlier. Like
yeah, it's just a.
I feel bad for him.
It's a flawed
I know,
system.
he's got to almost feel like it's like his. Even
Yeah,
though
he's
it's
gotta
not his
feel
fault at
guilty.
all. He's almost feeling like guilty. Like if he
It
just
kind of
doesn't,
is, yeah.
if he doesn't get hurt, they're a shoe in. If he doesn't get hurt, they're maybe the number 2 seed,
Yeah.
and so they're just out.
With a chance to win it, yeah.
Do you think that Washington should have been first?
No, Michigan first was probably right.
Well, so that's the flip side of it. As much as Florida State got fucked, and then like it's a sham, and it's a fitting end to a fucking corrupt system. We're still gonna watch, and I'll be honest, it might be the best 4.
The playoffs gonna be fucking awesome.
Of all
It's
time.
that's why I'm
I
saying
think both games have potential to be like classic.
You know what? They got it right for the fans.
Some fans.
Every fan besides Florida State fans. Listen, I'm Bama, Michigan. You saw Michigan's reaction. You saw it.
Oh,
Were they happy?
No.
They weren't happy.
I love Dave was trying to hide behind it. And then even Lawan said he was like he just straight like fear. It was basically like the whatever he said like fear like the Rocky thing like fear makes you like work hard or whatever kind of thing. I was like, at least he admits it.
Harbaugh.
They thought they were getting a bye. They thought they were playing Florida State. They saw Bama come up. They were like, gulp.
Harbaugh had to get whoever leaked that video fired.
Yeah.
I was like,
And then they did the we can't wait. There's cameras rolling.
good job, Bama. Like, look at this. Courage is a strength to venture
play the
even
video?
when
Yeah, play
fear
it.
is
It's
your
so funny.
It's playing. Is
So
your
sound,
first
though.
reaction.
I know, because I had to pause this. I knew it was gonna play.
A lot of people in that room.
A lot of people.
Who are those people?
I think it's a lot of friends and it's like
Yeah, probably. Like,
players.
Recruits?
I think family.
They're also still
That
in.
guy pays for JJ McCarthy's house.
The guy sitting next to Harbaugh. Look, the guy puts his hands over his head. They're like, oh shit.
yeah. Why did this?
Oh yeah. Like, oh, yeah.
Who let it get out?
I think it was a student report.
I mean, there's probably a ton of people filming in there. I'd imagine.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but ESPN didn't put it out.
We actually, Marty, random enough, we met this guy at the Michigan basketball game, the guy that put it out.
Really?
He was sitting behind us in like the press when we got like kicked off the court.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
jeez.
I
He
knew
put it
yeah,
out?
Yeah.
They probably want to
Oh,
fire his ass.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, what
There's
do you-
Or bastard?
some random guy that was like, hey, like I love Barstool. I'm like, oh, it's cool. And like followed us. And then
We were talking
just,
to him
like,
'cause we got kicked off the
Some like
court.
Michigan beat reporter.
Yeah. Wow, that's tough for him. Well, good for him, but bad for him.
Nice
You
guy.
get kicked off the court for?
I think Hunter gave us the wrong
Oh,
passes.
somebody had a good question. If Florida State announced that Jordan Travis was day to day, would that have made a difference?
It's just tough that we saw his leg snap.
Yeah, he literally got taken off in an air cast, but
If it was, yeah, I get what you mean. It's a good question, a good like hypothetical.
It's like
I think it would change.
yeah, I think it would
Like
have.
Aaron
was
Rodgers,
like-
it
would've.
couldn't be more clear that his Achilles snapped. It's
If
like,
his
he could be
leg,
back in 2 weeks.
if his leg didn't
Something-
snap,
yeah.
yes, I
Yeah,
think
that's
it would
the
have been
if
changed.
Milroe gets hurt, like what do they do?
Yeah, but
think
you
it
say
changes.
he's going day to day, and you're like he's seeing the doctors that Aaron Rodgers is seeing, and you're like, all right, maybe.
Maybe.
I do think I think if Alabama, I think it changes. I really do. I think
know.
it's easier to put in and like.
It just really is a fitting end to a fucking absolutely corrupt.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I get it. Everyone's excited. I love this shit. I love how stupid it is that we can have these.
No,
conversations.
because then when you think about, like I said, the big picture of this sport and the fact that it's been this flawed for this long, it's like, yo, what are you doing? You had your head up your ass. For a
It's
sport that captivates the
fun.
nation like this and has such rivalries, why did they have their head up their ass for so long?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they have it, but
It's
Saturday,
the
I was
NCAA's.
just rooting for
It's
chaos.
the
I was
NCAA's
watching the games. I'm like,
What was
dude,
that?
I'm never ever in my life gonna be on Sunday morning at 12 like this at the TV ever again. That's the first time I've ever been nervous for what the fourth team is gonna be ever. Like now I'm gonna have like the 12 team. All right, I mean yeah, all the good teams get in. I like that we have a 13-0 team. We're talking about a team that didn't lose, did nothing wrong. Actually,
in the power.
Wait.
actually was perfect.
I think it's
What
also
would
kind of sick that the I think the two best teams are playing. Like Michigan's reaction is actually pretty normal. The two best teams are playing in the semifinals, in my opinion.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I
I think if
agree.
you're Michigan or
I
Alabama,
agree.
you wanted Washington or Texas.
If the other part of this too, FSU, like that they're like we got fucked, but they were if Georgia wins, they're in as well, and Texas gets fucked,
Correct.
right? Or do you see a world where Texas would have still jumped?
No. If Georgia wins, Florida State gets in.
Yes.
I told you, Texas
was packaged
and Bama,
with
they were
Bama.
a package deal. They could not put Texas in without putting, or they could have Bama without putting Texas in.
You're also
That like I said, if Bama lost to anyone else, Texas would have left out.
Because that's
and
pretty
Florida
easy.
State
Because
would
you
have
have
been
4
in.
undefeated
Yes,
teams.
correct.
That's
Yes.
pretty easy.
you're also
Still see a world where they might have fucked FSU.
No way. No way. No way. No
That
way.
would've been tough.
No way. Not Texas.
no, it's
not for Texas.
I don't think it's clear, but
There also, if you don't see the script happening at this moment, you're crazy.
Bama,
This-
Texas.
it's going to be
Rematch.
Bama, Texas.
Rematch for the Natty.
Harbaugh can't get the big win. He goes to coach the Bears or
Correct.
the Raiders. Like it's just such a perfect ending to everything because it's like Harbaugh's like the best, like the past 3 years
Biggest
regular
story.
season coach. But he can't get that one win. And it's like last year was his time to get the win. Was TCU. Playing Bama is going to be a little tough. The spread's 1.5. It's like
They're Michigan's favorites.
yeah. I think you just kind of have to because it's one. Like it's. I just think I don't see Bama losing this game.
If you're going on the script, of course, like it goes to Bama winning, Texas winning, rematch. Saban gets his victory and be like, listen, I was right the whole time.
Yep.
Like
It's beautiful.
Well, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. Because if Bama wins it all, then you can't say shit.
No,
you can't.
You can, but you can still be like.
I don't
how
like
could
that.
you-
He's done that a few times. That crutch of like, well, look what happened. Of course we won.
Well, wait, if Florida.
It's like, well, you can't say that if you.
what if Florida
you shouldn't have
State
got in?
Florida State loses to
you
Georgia?
can't say that.
If Florida State loses to Georgia and they win it
can.
all.
You can't say that. Oh, we're the best team because look, we played it out and won. Yeah, that's because you got in and we didn't get a chance. Who's to say Florida State wouldn't win it? Granted, they're a massive dog. I get it, but you get my point. Saban's doing a dance on it only because he got invited.
But think even the Ohio State year, that was because when we got in with Cardell and we won it all, it was between us, TCU, and if it was Baylor, I forgot the other team at the time.
Yeah, maybe.
And it was the whole thing like obviously JD gets hurt, we win 59-0, so then they give us the benefit of the doubt. We win it all, so it's like they made the right call. They put us in. They were the best team. They went and beat Bama and Oregon, and that was it. So I think if Bama wins it all, it shuts some people. Like you still listen.
Justifies
FSU
it.
still has every right to be furious, and they absolutely should have gotten in. But when Bama wins it all, and they're lifting if they do, and they lift the trophy at the end, the committee can kind of be like, see, like we
100%
can't leave the
justice.
SEC out. Like they win the Natty almost every year.
It definitely does. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, the SEC champions won every year besides what, like a couple?
But it's Rico. Rico's point is the whole thing's a sham.
Oh no, that's
Yeah, of course
that's
it is.
100%
As long as we're
correct.
all under that
Yeah.
umbrella, then after that, it's
but I love it. It's so fun.
it also was fun on Saturday.
It was
Saturday
crazy.
watching the
Like
game.
once Alabama won, I was texting Clemmer. We're like, "This is where it happens. This is where it all goes to craziness." And then when Florida State was winning, I'm like, "Oh my God, it's gonna happen."
I would have never watched Florida State Louisville. Like I
Never.
would have been doing something.
Oh, it
That
was
game and
Saturday
then
night.
Iowa, Michigan being the two night games was
Brutal.
Brutal.
But Sunday morning, like I said this yesterday, I was so nervous because obviously no one's congratulated my 31 ticket.
I just said that.
Hasn't done a
did.
thing
little
yet.
Quiet. Haven't
Little
done
quiet, I said 30 to 1.
I texted you
Not
sitting
even
about
it
it.
was a
portfolio.
little off the mic, you know?
What do you want, Marty?
Just sitting in the portfolio.
What do you mean?
That's not congratulatory yet.
It's taking something in September for it to happen.
Yeah, it's a nice. It's a ooh. That's nice to have. I can
Shiny.
say that's nice to have.
It's shiny.
Do not say congrats.
Oh,
I literally texted him this weekend, by the way, patting him on the back. Like, oh, nice.
anyway,
What do you want? A fucking parade? What do you want?
That's backfired.
anyway, I was so nervous watching that before watching it. I literally texted. I haven't texted Dave in a long time. I texted Dave because he was parading on Twitter, being like, "Florida State's getting in, Bama's getting
Of course,
left
because
out."
he wanted Florida State.
And I was freaking the fuck out. I texted him even though he's like, "Oh, they're out. I'd cash it out almost." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Well, let me tell you something.
Cash it out. If I cash out, I lost by shit.
All the books and all the minus 6,000s that Florida State was to get in, that's a fucking decoy too.
Well, dude, it was minus 800 Florida State to get in
Yes,
at 12
decoy.
o'clock at night.
Decoy.
And then by like 11:30,
to-
by 11:30 it was like a pick.
It was minus
They
140.
knew exactly what they were doing, and they were like, all right, well,
I was so mad about it. So I flew yesterday morning, and I was in the airport. I literally put in the thing like a bet slip. Florida State not to get in plus 360, and I was like, oh, like, fuck it, I don't know if they're gonna do it. I was like, whatever, I'll just not play it.
Yeah, it was
And
just
I was like, oh,
like
I was like, I wish I did, but I was like,
they showed that as Florida State was a lock, and then slowly showed their hand.
Yep.
That was intentional. They knew exactly what they were doing.
For what it's worth, it was a source in my DMs. Take this with a grain of salt. Take it for like legitimately but it does seem like this guy has like boosters in like the Notre Dame program, like his dad or some shit. But he said his dad's friend is in the committee room. Florida State played so bad, and with Travis being out, that's the reason that Texas would have been left out. He said Texas would have been left out. They wanted Florida State in, but Florida State played so bad, the quarterback played so bad that they had to leave Florida State out.
Well, you're saying they would leave Texas out, not
Yes, he said
Bama.
Texas needs Florida State to lose, or they are not in.
see, that would have been
Bama would have always been.
Imagine the hysteria.
That would have been awesome.
The hysteria if they put Bama in over Texas.
That'd be
Dude,
amazing.
no,
The
because
hysteria, I think, almost
I
would
don't
have
imagine
been
that
worse.
hysteria because I knew it was going to happen.
Hysteria would have almost been even worse.
I don't
It would've been
if
worse
it's
than this.
It would have been equal.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
know, I
I think
feel
Texas
like-
fans might have been even louder.
Well, yeah, they probably would.
Because they would literally be like, "We beat Bama." They'd be screaming, "We beat them
By
at
10
home."
At them.
We literally went to Tuscaloosa, and beat them by double digits.
The first data point is usually head to head. Like, what the fuck do you want us to do?
And that is specifically in the criteria. That's like one of the top bullet points. It's like head to head, common opponents,
Doing it at Bama too is like crazy.
double digits.
Yeah, it's
Like they won handily. Handily
Take a couple
won.
of calls if they want.
Yes.
If they want to load them up.
Two things.
I
really
feel like
quick.
everyone's passionate about it. So.
My one question to you guys is, who's going to be the most public pick in the semis?
Bama.
Emma.
Easy Bama.
Second, can I show this video of? I hope I can. Of
Over
the
Texas?
The Texas fans chanting SEC at the Big 12 commissioner. Did you guys see this?
No, I didn't.
No.
Here, I'll put it up.
Why would they do that?
Because they're saying like we're leaving your bum ass conference.
Oh.
Is that them screaming SEC?
Yeah, there's a better video. I don't know if it's a TV broadcast, though, so I'm not sure what to call it.
I don't know if I. Like, you weren't good enough to ever get in the playoff.
So he,
And they won. Didn't Texas win a national championship in the Big 12 in 07?
he
Way
talked
back,
shit.
yeah.
Okay, but
No.
you, like, I
Bosco.
don't get. What am I missing here?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you what you're missing. I'm about to tell you.
About to tell you, bitch. Shut up.
So he was talking shit about Texas leaving, like mega shit.
Okay.
So the Texas fans got pissed at him.
Also fair.
For if you're the Big 12
I
commissioner,
mean, your
and
two,
you're not
your
talking
two
shit,
top dogs just dipped
Fair
out.
for the
Yeah, what am I
commissioner to be
supposed to
like,
be
you guys
thrilled?
are losers for leaving? Like,
your two best assets, Oklahoma and Texas, Audi.
yeah.
Supposed to be thrilled you're leaving?
Should
I'm not
I-
going to fake that.
should I look up Bosco? By the way, should I look up the BCS rankings that we were looking up?
No. Well, yes.
Do you guys-
I saw a tweet. Someone pulled them up somewhere. Like
What would they have done if this was BCS?
I think I forget what it was. I think it was Michigan and
Washington, right?
it was not in the BCS still. I think it was Michigan and fuck.
Oh, this is awesome. Do you guys want it?
Yeah.
You know, Michigan 1, Washington 2, Bama 3,
was, okay.
Florida State 4, Texas 5, Georgia 6, Ohio State 7, Oregon,
Jeez.
Penn State, Mizzou.
Yeah. Also, when all this is happening, you got DJ Ungalele gone. You got McCord leaving. You got Daniels
Wait,
leaving.
Ungalele is going to leave Oregon State
Transferring, yeah.
again?
And you got Daniels from Oklahoma leaving. McCord leaving.
And Ward's being offered a bunch of $1 million.
Riley
deals.
Leonard from Duke.
Riley Leonard. Like,
I think is the best one.
Will Howard from K-State.
every quarterback.
Bill Rogers,
Max
Mississippi
Lugo
State,
from
actually not
Holy
a bad
Cross.
quarterback too.
Oh, I don't blame him for leaving Mississippi State.
Dante
Anybody
Moore,
would ever
UCLA.
Stay there, root for them. Stay
It's just
there, do
crazy.
whatever.
Like, McCord 11-1, go like one of the best programs leaving. Like, it's just the transfer portal's fucking
Dylan
insane.
Gabriel gone.
Dylan Gabriel, Oklahoma, gone. Yeah. It's nuts. So yeah, you can call in if you want. What if you had to pick right now? Who do you think the national champion is?
I mean, I saw Michigan just really lay a number on that. I know they said that Iowa team has nothing, but that was really
They
impressive.
have no offense.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that win.
I'm leaning on Michigan, I think, right now.
All right, well, you suck.
I'm very casual. I know nothing.
I'm going Alabama. Like it's written that way.
I might as well. Yeah, I think I'd take Bama. I will say this: it's the winner of that game.
What are the odds?
As much as I'm respected of Washington and Texas, I do think it's the winner of that game.
It's tough not to say Alabama. I'll tell you what though, if they're able to
Michigan's
win,
got a good fucking defense that could.
they do.
disrupt
No,
them,
they
too,
do
though.
for sure. Like if Michigan
So
won the
did
game,
Georgia,
it wouldn't
though,
like
you know?
shock me.
What?
Georgia has a really good defense too.
Yeah. Well,
I think Michigan's might be better to be honest this year.
It's Michigan plus 175, Bama 200, Texas 275, Washington 700.
I'll tell you what, man. I've been as down to Washington as anybody. When you have an elite quarterback like that and elite receivers like they do, and I think a better defense they've been given credit for, if they none of these 4 teams winning would shock me. That's like Washington. I mean, I'll say I've done it plenty of times. They have doubted. Everyone has doubted them over and over and over again, and they've just won and won and won. They, for whatever reason, Vegas is not like them in the power rankings. Like they were 10-point dogs to Oregon, went in there and beat them again. I mean, their offense is just tough to stop. Like really, when you have elite guys like that, it's hard to. They have legit 3 NFL receivers, an NFL quarterback. Like they're a good ass team.
It is perfect.
They've earned my respect. Absolutely,
perfect.
Really good.
Perfect to have these games on back in the old school New Year's Day.
5:45 and 8 is so perfect.
Dude, I'm telling you, Texas,
New Year's Day.
Texas,
That's
Washington.
the crowning jewel of college football, and it went away for a little while. So
Texas, Washington is going to be a shootout for the ages.
Yeah,
I just think it's going to be like a classic game, like 42 to like 39 type of game. Like I think it's going to be incredible.
When's the championship game then, Rico?
January 8th.
The following week.
Yeah,
I think 8th or-
Glendale, where's the championship?
Houston.
So it could be
Texas
URG.
would
Could be a home
potentially
game.
be
Texas
a
Wow.
home-ish game.
I think it's gonna be Michigan, Washington for the national championship. I think the BCS got it right.
It's,
I think we should have never left that system.
We'll be at Borelli's. Ev will probably be at the show. You doing something for the show?
We're doing like a preview show. I don't think we're going there.
Oh, for the game? I would think you might if Michigan is, but whatever. But either way,
He ends up dragging you there.
we'll be at,
Arizona Bowl's the 30th, so
Yeah.
I'm sure Dave will go to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, Dave. If they
definitely
go to the Natty,
Dave was worried he had to go back to New Orleans, but I guess you don't want to put Bama in New Orleans.
No, that's what you know.
not
They're
fair.
they're playing the Rose Bowl.
Oh,
yeah.
but RyderCon will be the day of the championship game, so we'll be at Borelli's
Oh, wow.
watching. Yeah, it'll be nice. Me and Frank 1-on-1, Saved by the Bell of Mets trivia, 12 rounds. I think a DJ in between,
Mikey Blings.
a box pool potentially. Some good times.
50-50.
50-50. We're a big
Let's go.
50-50. So
Speakers?
Is it going to be
Are there
free?
Speakers?
what?
Are there speakers at the con?
Yeah, we might rattle up the people in between.
Is it free?
Yeah, not bar. I think Borelli's working out. Frank's working out a pizza deal.
Yeah, they got to make something.
And then you do whatever. Yeah, so we're not, you have guys showing up with pitches and their fucking North Faces.
RyderCon, yeah.
Yeah,
They ain't coming without some.
stealing the silverware.
Somebody's gonna steal a 50-50.
Yeah. So yes, Duke's just gonna get bodied. But yeah, it'll be a good night. So it's yeah,
Someone
it's
just beats up Dukes.
it's an all-time playoff. All-time playoff. If they want to call in, I'm sure everybody's pissed. You know, the FSU fans, I think they have every right to be pissed. You know,
In the back of their mind, they're a little happy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
Little
too
bit.
many FSU
Little bit.
fans. The ones I knew weren't really like the most vocal like that. So it is what it is. But
You know what sucks really quick? Going off Florida State too. They were a part of the COVID getting fucked for NCAA basketball. That team was really good. Could have won.
Yeah, they were really good.
So now they have 2 what ifs.
yep.
Didn't they hang that banner?
They hung the number 3 final ranking as number 2.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ironic.
That's sad.
Leonard Hamilton's
You think
better
they
than
could
that.
hang if they beat Georgia? They could hang a 14-0 banner.
That I would. That I would.
I would.
Banner? I don't know.
I would
would.
accept.
They
I would
might.
accept if they claim this national championship.
That's more of a fuck you of like, listen, we just beat Georgia with our backup quarterback. You don't think we could have beat someone and we couldn't have beat
And
someone
here's
there?
the thing, too. They could beat Georgia because
They're
does Georgia
still-
give a shit about this bowl?
And they also
So the
might not
only-
play a lot.
Well, the only thing with Georgia is they're not quite as like old as they were the last couple of years. Like for example, like their quarterback's gonna play. Like I don't think Beck's going to the draft.
Right.
So some of their key players I think will be are not like draft eligible. Are not going to go to the draft. Whereas like previous years, like I remember the year, not the year Cincinnati made the playoff, the year before when they were really good. They played Georgia in the bowl game when Georgia had like nobody, and then they were winning the whole game and Georgia came back and won. This year I think might be a little different. They might not have as many opt-outs as they would the past few
A
years.
team coming off back-to-back national championship, and you're like, all right, now we're not playing for anything.
Oh no, that's fair. They're not going to give a shit. Like I'm already.
I think that the
Line's 14.
motivational factor. I think
That's also
That's
crazy.
fair. That
Florida
part's
State,
fair.
Florida State wants to beat the shit out of them because they want to say, like,
Yeah.
And so Georgia won the last.
Georgia doesn't.
I do think Georgia needs to. They don't listen. They're not going to give a
College
maximum
kids.
effort, but they need to save face a little bit. And if you're a senior, you want to go out like, yeah, you got fucked. You want to win your last game.
I think it's one of
Even
those-
if it's a
you're,
meaningless
if you're
fucking
like if you're
bowl.
playing in the game, I think you're motivated.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh,
think
well,
if
somebody's
you,
hitting
if
you.
you shoot,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
suiting up, you're showing up. But there's definitely going to be some opt outs for sure.
Right. So, but yeah, it's an all timer. So if they want to call in, they can. Switching gears to the end. What?
Do we have anyone?
We have one person, true screen other. I mean, I'll
Do you want me
put.
to put them through?
You put them through.
What's
All
his
right,
name?
Because the NFL has a lot of meat.
Dan, you're on.
Yeah, this is Sam and Big Ev. I'm a Mizzou fan, so we'll see you down at the Cotton Bowl
We'll
on the
see you there.
29th. But as an Ohio State fan, do you guys really even care about the Cotton Bowl? And how many of your starters do you think are gonna rest?
Do I care about it? Not really. And I would say probably quite a bit. I'd be shocked if
Ford playing?
what happened.
Transferring.
I know, but does he play it?
Oh no, McCord's not going to play.
shit out.
Obviously, McCord's not playing. I'd be shocked if Marvin Harrison Jr. played. I'm curious to see. There's a lot of guys on defense that I think some of the defensive guys like Eichenberg. I'd be surprised if he sat out. He's just like a dog like that. But like, there's a few guys in the defensive line that are like potentially like could go to the draft that I'm curious of, like a JT and some guys like that. But on offense, I'd imagine we have a few opt-outs. Like Marvin's probably isn't going to play. If like Booga goes to the draft, I'd imagine he's not going to play. But yeah, I'd imagine quite a few opt-outs.
The answer is no one cares.
What do you think? You don't give a shit either, right?
No.
But see, but and this is not me like trying to like.
There's so many of these.
It's going to
bowls
sound
that
like me
just no one
patronizing
gives a
Mizzou.
shit
That
about.
Mizzou will care.
Yes.
Yeah, Mizzou, yeah.
Mizzou will
Yeah.
for sure care.
Yeah,
There's
this is
so
gonna be
many
Mizzou's
bowl. That's
Super
the
Bowl.
problem. Is like used to care about these, and your team's trying to.
I like Mizzou. Brady Cook was great this year.
Nobody cares about a majority of the bowls. None.
But that's why the 12-team playoff is so necessary, because now this obviously it wouldn't be 7 and 9
Yeah.
playing each other, but these are two like Ohio State and Mizzou would be playoff teams. Like, and for Mizzou, like that'd be like that making the playoffs is like a huge that's a
Yeah.
huge thing for that school, the program.
Ohio State's favored by 2.5.
It was 6.5.
So
we just know where everyone's gonna not
We lost
opt
quarterback.
out and shit.
Is that a real?
We have no quarterback at the moment.
You guys fuck
At
with
least
next
not
year?
our starter.
we laughing at.
Nah, we're gonna get some.
What Phil
We had young guys come and transfer.
Sorry.
portal.
What are you laughing at, Marty?
Your text in the chat. It's funny.
No, that's a real thing. Yeah.
Rico, you like that?
Florida State was treated very badly by the committee, in quotes. They become the first Power 5 team to be left out of the college football playoffs. Really bad lobbying effort. Let's blame the sanctimonious. real DT.
That's just a funny.
back.
What is that? A thread?
The truth.
Back.
Truth. I'm sorry. Truth.
That's so.
Back.
That shit's funny.
He literally just used Florida State not getting as to take a shot at
Yeah,
DeSantis.
shot at-
Sanctimonious.
Kansas, that's all it was.
Hilarious.
He's a maniac.
That's funny.
Unbelievable television.
I have another caller.
Sure.
For,
Florida.
CFB. You want me to put him on?
Yeah.
All right, Mike from Michigan. You're on.
Hey, gentlemen, I got a question, and answer honestly as you can. If you were being truly serious about the best 4 teams in the league, it would be Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia. Why are we worrying about what Texas, FSU, and Washington does when they have no chance at winning the title? So why are we even talking about these other temes?
I don't know if
Second
Ohio State's one of the
question.
best 4 teams.
Yeah, I still.
I don't know how you don't. I mean, if we've watched all the games over all the season, Washington isn't going to be there in the end unless they beat Texas, Washington. But if you match them up against Michigan or Alabama, they have no fucking shot. The 2 other teams in college football that only have a chance of beating those other 2 are Georgia and Ohio State. That's it.
I don't know. I think if you line up,
I don't think Ohio State is definite.
I think Ohio State's a little bit different than years past with that really good offense. Now, their defense is better, which is nice. But I think I'd make Ohio State a dog to Texas and Washington.
Oh, no chance. They'd be Vegas is making the favorites.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Here's what I think. All right,
I think I'd pick Washington and Texas, put it that way.
That's fine. But here's what I think it is too, and I think I'm curious to see Penn State in the bowl game. I think Michigan and Ohio State's defense was so good. We embarrassed Penn State to the point that the nation thinks they're so bad. I'm telling you, Penn State would give Texas problems, Washington problems, because their defense is elite. I think and Drew Aller was very good. Besides the 2 games when he played, maybe the 2 best defenses in the country.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm an Ohio State guy. I say Ohio State couldn't be in the playoff.
Penn State
You couldn't put Ohio State in the playoff.
Penn State didn't beat anybody.
They did it in theory, but they lost close to maybe 2 of the best few teams.
Yeah, but then they beat a bunch of overrated Big Ten.
Nobody. Like that's where
I'm just saying.
Like you guys, the Big Ten loses a little credibility.
I think you're taking the point I was trying to make.
No, I'm not. You're saying that you guys made them think that we think that they're all bad.
We made Penn State look worse than they actually are.
They we don't know how they are then because they lost to only 2 teams.
Take this Ohio State team for a second, right? They're driving 4th quarter. If they don't have to review that fumble for 5 fucking minutes, then that momentum swing goes right into that interception. You take that review away, momentum is on Ohio State's side. They're moving the ball.
I've never heard.
Who knows what happens then?
Review took too long.
That's a crazier hypothetical than FSU winning the
I'll switch it from the review to it was what me and Nick were talking about right before we came in, where it's just like what we were talking about. Obviously, McCord transferring, which is kind of crazy this way. We're on 35-ish yard line, whatever it was. We go score a touchdown. McCord's a hero. Ohio State's number 1 seed probably. It's a game of few yards, few inches, but that's kind of just how that's sports.
Yeah, if Ohio State wins
sports.
that game and then wins the conference title, does Michigan get in now?
No.
They don't have any good. They have one win against Penn State.
That game was a playoff game. The winner.
But then you could argue that they didn't have their head coach. Yeah,
no, for sure. They would have. They definitely would have had. They would have made the excuse, but they would. I think the loser, regardless, wouldn't have got it. I don't think.
One more question, guys. 12th team next year. Liberty goes undefeated again. Are they getting in the playoff?
So I believe the way it works is they're taking the highest ranked
Group of 5
conference champion.
Yep.
So if Tulane had won, they would have been the one but they lost. So that Liberty, it defaulted to Liberty.
So they get in. You think they get in? They deserve that 12th spot.
By the system, yes, they would have got in.
It's because it's an auto bid, so they it's not even like a in consideration. It's just kind of like whoever's the highest ranked G5 conference champion.
All right. Well, boys, you have a great day. Appreciate letting me on and ask my questions.
Appreciate it, brother.
I love fans so much. You literally, I know you meant when you back in the day said the coin flip could have went out of the way.
Toledo game.
That guy really does believe if it was they didn't look at it for 5 minutes, Ohio State would have won that game.
Great.
I love that. That's why I love fans. Really, we don't have to go fully through the NFL today. We'll do it tomorrow. But who would your guys' MVP be?
We're gonna find out next week.
You want to know? I think it has. You want to know? I think
favorite is.
I think there's 2. I think there's 2 guys right now that legitimately. I think it's Dak or Stroud. Dead serious.
Still the favorite is Brock Purdy.
He made a case yesterday.
Why are we not talking about Tua?
Yeah, I agree with that. Where
Tua
is
Tua? He's 900.
Oh,
800.
That's not that crazy.
Patrick Mahomes is 600. Patrick Mahomes is playing bad this year.
Question
for him.
Why aren't we talking about Deebo Samuels?
Who?
He goes out.
He was hurt a few.
Yeah.
They dropped.
No, yeah.
That's true.
They're right back.
Oh,
in.
it's 100%.
They only give
we're
it to
talking
quarterbacks,
MVP.
so they only give
it's
it
just
to
not.
quarterbacks.
No, I agree with you.
I know,
There's a
but
lot of
you're talking
cases
about
of
the most valuable player.
There's a lot of guys holding a lot of weight.
San Francisco went down.
Right.
Everyone was like, oh wait, no, it was a flash in the pan. They're over. He comes back, and all of a sudden
they're great.
That's what MVP does mean, but it seems like the NFL doesn't think that.
No.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Away from that, but I think if
I know you're right.
Conversation about it.
You're 100% right, but I just think that I think Dak should be clear cut 1 right now.
I think he should be too, to be honest.
Clear cut 1. Brock Purdy should not be. Right, like he had a great game yesterday. That's recency, like 300, just because he had a great game yesterday. It's crazy.
Doc's had a
Tua-
great, like, month and a half.
Tua going like
Could
all the way
lead them to the 1 seed in the AFC.
They are the 1 seed right now.
Also, if Dak plays well, Cowboys beat the Eagles next week, I think he's like the clear favorite.
Oh, they should.
Brock
be.
Purdy is not a recency bias. He's leading the league in so many categories.
I said the Cowboys.
No, I'm
were
saying
asleep.
because he
I said
wasn't
it.
even close to number 1 yesterday.
And
Beating a completion percentage.
No, he deserves to be in the conversation. I don't think number 1.
Going off Nick's point, if you want to talk like valuable, who's been more valuable than Stroud? I mean, they were the worst team,
Horrible,
team in the league.
Their defense is also.
Their defense has definitely gotten
really
better, but I mean, they went from literally the gutter to like playing for a playoff spot in like a very tough
I
conference.
get
He's
he's
7-5. They
just not
won like 2 games.
He's not going to
last
win, though. They're
know
going to
he's
give him Rookie
not
of the Year, and they'll be like, you'll be
year. He's not
happy
going to
with
win.
that.
I think he comes in like the top like 5
No,
probably.
I think, oh, he's
No, he's not going to win.
we
He
got to
won't win.
get like NBA every year. LeBron could have won probably 10 years in a row.
For sure, of
But-
course.
They made the same argument with Jordan, too.
And they're doing the same thing now with like when Mahomes does not deserve to be in the conversation this year. He doesn't, and he's like 4th right now. Like we gotta just sometimes it's okay to put Patrick Mahomes down. It's okay. He's still gonna play. He could still win a Super Bowl this year. Doesn't have to win the MVP.
I'll run through a couple of things I wrote down in terms of like big picture bullet points because we're not going to go through every game of the fucking Titans and Colts, even though it's
That
in
was an
overtime.
awesome game.
Yeah, but
People aren't even talking. You knew that game was going to be crazy when Will Levis fumbled his own and then he caused a fumble and got
Crazy.
it back.
that made me. I've talked so much shit about him. I'm
love Will
just a
Levis.
fan of Will Levis.
I love him too.
He's just
I'm a-
won me over. He actually, you know what it was? It was a fumble. It was technically he it was like one of those like wishy-washy ones. He runs out and the guy jumps out and he just hits the guy,
Yeah.
knocks it out, takes the ball back.
That was
I was like, that's a dog right
That's when it
there.
was 7-7 in the first quarter.
That's a dog.
That was before the punt.
And they literally the Titans blew that game off getting 2 punts blocked.
Yeah.
They win that game or a missed
Also,
extra point.
Also because
Missed extra
Tannehill
point, yeah. The punter got hurt.
Yes.
And the punter got hurt. He was the holder. The holder was bad. He
Tannehill
missed the
switched
extra
it.
point.
The NFC is for the wild card is crazy. They're all 6-6.
The Packers are going to make the playoffs.
The Packers, the
look great.
Rams, the who else we got there?
The Vikings.
The Broncos are right there.
Well, that's the other side.
Seahawks.
I'm sorry. The
Vikings, Seahawks.
the Browns can that's the other side. Jesus Christ, where are we at?
I'm just
What are
doing
you
It's
talking
like Packers, Rams,
NFC?
Vikings, Seahawks.
Bears.
I think Vikings are going to drop. Giants.
I think the Packers.
The Giants in there.
I wrote that down. Packers can be a pesky playoff team. But the other flip side for the Chiefs, this is the thing I wrote down. Obviously, they're flawed, and they don't look as good as they were. Is it actually an overachievement that they're 8-4, given how bad their weapons have been aside from Travis Kelce?
No, his defense has been better.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you can look and go, like, are you saying more glass half empty? We're 8-4. We're not the superpower team we once were, or are you going glass half full because we got a good defense that's going to travel and they'll always be play well in the playoffs, and maybe the offense can like click because we do have a world class quarterback and the best tight end on the planet. Like, I guess if you're a Chiefs fan, are you looking at this season as you're underachieving or I don't want to say overachieving, but like you're not? It's not. The world's not. The sky isn't falling as quickly as you think it is.
I think it's glass half empty because you should be 11-1. If you had people who could catch the ball,
Right.
you would be doing much better.
But they never had a defense like this as well, too. So, like, who's to say? Yeah.
True.
Because
Who's to say some of the close games that they've pulled out?
I guess it could be
Could
worse.
be, it could be 6-6. That's crazy to say.
The Chiefs
but,
are
like,
still 5-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh no.
Second favorite.
They're
Like,
favorites.
it's like people are like, oh, the Chiefs aren't that good. They're the second favorite to win.
If I'm a Chiefs fan, though, I come into every season expecting to have the number 1 seed. Like, that's my goal. Like, we have to have the number 1 seed. And right now, they're not it. So right now, I would say this season so far has been disappointment. They can get there.
They're what, one game back?
They're one game, half game back. I guess.
we've never seen them make that run going on the road. Like all their runs, like when they've lost in the playoffs, they have lost at home as well. But when they've lost, it's been on the road.
Rest of their schedule is pretty easy.
We've never seen them have to like battle on the road in the playoffs and go make a Super Bowl.
If you're looking at odds, it looks like the Vegas thinks there's 6 teams that can win the Super Bowl. And it's the Niners, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Ravens, the Dolphins, and the Cowboys.
It's probably fair.
I think that's
I really don't think the Dolphins can, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. If they're at home, that could change a lot.
they're
That could change.
fifth
If
favorite.
they end up being like the number 1 seed, that could change things.
Because then it's like Then it's Jaguars and Lions at 13 and 15.
Because imagine the Dolphins if they get a bye.
I think you're crazy not to put a flyer on 40-1 on the Bills.
To win the Super Bowl?
40-1.
I'm not going to fault you, but
you put a flyer. That's a fucking Hail Mary 40-1.
They're in a spot they might not make the playoffs.
But it's opened up better for them now.
But I think the problem is there's so many teams competing for those wild card spots, and they're like a full game back of those teams. Like they're a full game back of the Texans, and the Texans wouldn't even be in the playoffs right now.
No, I know, but I just think 40-1 when it's like they're coming off a bye. If they win their next game, it's like they're in the mix then.
But if they lose like one more game, they probably aren't gonna make the playoffs.
I don't know.
Or it'd be tough.
No,
because the teams ahead of them. Remember, the teams ahead of them are weak. The Pittsburgh has problems. The Browns have problems. The Colts. I mean, I don't know if you trust them. It's not like they have to overcome juggernauts.
Yeah,
but I'm saying they're behind. Like they have to. I'll say this: if they lose two, that I don't know if they can't do it.
That gets tough.
But
that's what I'm saying. They really that's kind of my point. They really only have like one. They really only have like one game.
Here's their schedule. They have at Chiefs, Cowboys. Those are two losses.
That's what I'm saying. Tough games.
And it's Chargers, Pats, at Dolphins, which the Dolphins might not care.
Yeah, that's not like
they can. Those are like that's not like two really tough games.
Where are the Bills
two
Cowboys games?
In Buffalo.
Both?
No.
Chiefs. I'm saying Chiefs and
Chiefs is in Kansas City. Now they're coming off a bye.
Yeah. And you just mentioned Browns. Obviously,
no, for sure. They're
Browns and Steelers have problems.
Shambles. And then Colts are like.
But Colts, their schedule, I don't think is that because the Colts they're a full game ahead.
You have the Texans ahead of them as well.
I'm just saying because I don't think they're that good, obviously. But also, what's their coach's name? The Colts.
Ew.
He deserves
Steichen.
Yeah, he deserves some good shit too.
No, he's done a great job.
For Minshew being like their quarterback all year.
You see the video of Minshew dance the locker room yesterday? Yeah. So funny. I love Gardner Minshew.
I do too.
Colts are playing the Steelers in 2 weeks. That's a big game.
I wrote down I thought the Packers could be a little funky out west. Oh, or in the NFC. I'm sorry, not out west. But like we're looking for spunky kind of playoff teams, and I was shitting on the Seahawks and all. The Packers get there. I do think they'll put up a lot of fight.
They're a team that's like if they get an easy schedule. They're a team that's getting hot at potentially the right time.
Yeah,
3 weeks.
They're minus 215 to make the playoffs now.
4 weeks.
See how easy the schedule is coming up.
4 weeks ago, people were pining for him to be like sit him. Love.
Yeah,
he looked like a unbelievable quarterback.
NFL.
So he looked so confident.
He looked comfortable. He was making throws. I was like, oh fuck, how did he get that one through? Like Jordan Love is there,
and the receiving core is all like first and second year guys.
Yeah.
NFL.
They're the youngest team in the NFL.
Yeah, 25.8 average age.
They're literally all their weapons and offense are all first, second year guys.
Yep.
But Jordan Love also, I even said like, wow, he looks so much better, and like I was so wrong about this. There were some throws in the third quarter, second half where I was like, holy fuck, like this is a roller coaster. Like if I had to watch this guy week in week, he had some really
he played
really
a great game yesterday.
No, he had some really bad throws in the second half.
Oh, he really impressed me.
I was sucking him off in the first quarter.
I mean, what was he like 26 for 37 or something like that?
There was one drive where I'd say there was like 5 out of 6 passes where it was like every single pass I thought was going to get intercepted, and not that one that was lofting in the air. It was like in the third or fourth quarter. I just thought
25 for 30. I mean, he might have had a couple errant throws, but I mean, he looked sharp.
He was pretty good last night.
Yeah.
The other thing too, remember the Packers have the Jets' second-round pick, which is almost a first-rounder. So
where are you guys sitting with the Cowboys stealing the NFC East?
I think they're in a really good spot to do it.
Yeah. Great spot.
I think I think they beat the Eagles in Dallas.
I think the Eagles we saw yesterday that their offense has not been clicking as anyone says, and
the Packers. I mean, the Cowboys should have beat them once before already.
49ers also came to that game. I don't know if you saw before. Like they were all wearing all black for the funeral, which was cool as fuck. They're taking it like this is our year now. We are healthy. Everyone's there. Like. They looked like they were in a different category than the Eagles yesterday.
The Cowboys
at Eagles yesterday as
well. Cowboys looking like Tommy Egan yesterday when he walked in.
Like that team is just if you think about it, when they're healthy, how do you beat them? I mean, on both sides of the ball, they are elite.
They smashed the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Yes,
smashed them.
Eagles are still in that.
That was also you could just see the players.
Eagles what?
Eagles are still winning that division.
See, he keeps.
They could.
They
definitely could.
They have an easier schedule. They play the Giants twice.
Yeah, that's huge. That definitely helps.
They have
Break
an
it down.
schedule.
Pull up the Eagles schedule right now.
I mean, DeVito.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm riding with my guy DeVito till the wheels fall off.
Tyrod's back.
So if the
Eagles good backup.
If the Cowboys beat the Eagles, they are tied.
Right.
Okay. Then Cowboys go at Buffalo,
What's the
at
tiebreaker
Miami.
between them?
Oh shit.
'Cause they'll be
Detroit, at Washington.
Tough.
Okay,
3
it's
and a
all
4.
definitely
Very
hard.
tough.
Pick out the other
Definitely
side.
hard.
What's the tiebreaker? Because they'll be tied head to head.
Divisional record.
If Dallas wins.
Is it divisional record?
Divisional record.
At Seahawks.
If Dallas doesn't win, they're not going
Right.
to win it.
Yeah.
Giants, Cards, at Giants.
Yeah.
Eagles to win the division, boys. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it's-
that's why they're minus 550, so they'll win the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they lose, they're still.
Wow, those are like the polar opposites.
Yep.
The gauntlet versus like a fucking Cabbage Patch. Oh man.
Still trying to find a path.
Yeah.
Minus
Well, the thing is, if they
if they just
Auburn,
get
the
hot,
thing is-
if Dallas is able to just like overcome these good teams and just win.
But that's the thing. What we're saying, I actually do think the Cowboys are that good.
If the Cowboys get hot though and now run it, like
Could
that's
like
my
we're
point as
talking
well.
about
Yeah, yeah.
we're talking about like the Giants right now. They
Yeah.
can just beat the good team.
Forget too. The Cowboys are not good on the road. You guys are way too hot on the Cowboys right now. The Cowboys are 3.
Why?
on the
But
road,
you're
right?
high on the Eagles. Where and I get the schedule 100%. You're right about that. But the Eagles haven't shown at any point that they're like way better than all these other teams.
I think it's the play calling. I think the change of coordinators had a big impact. On
Oh,
the
100%. Some of the play
I think that's been
calls
the biggest part of
are
it.
like
Because the personnel is literally the same.
yes,
Exactly the same.
maybe better.
Yeah, with
Swift?
Swift, you can make an argument.
Yeah.
Pretty much, just, yeah.
And then listen, I know it was probably square with the Lions. I'm telling you, I'm a Saints whisperer. I picked them early in the season to win the Super Bowl. Wrong. But now I know when I'm wrong. They suck.
Bucks are gonna win that
He
division.
still almost won, too.
Yeah, well, that's. But
Should've
the
thought
Saints suck, so it was good to be on the right side of that with the Lions.
It was nice to see Jameis out there slinging it around.
That first catch that was like to Olave, the bat they had tipped off.
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy.
that was incredible.
That's Jameis.
I was like, yup, we're cooking
So you don't
now.
know. It's either a pick six or a touchdown. You don't know
or.
which one it is. It's never in between. You
think
throw
the-
incompletion.
You think the Dolphins will be the 1 seed in the AFC?
No,
Watch out for the Ravens, too.
I think the Ravens will. What's
What's the Dolphins' rest of the schedule though?
I'll go
Probably
Ravens.
Get the
You
Jets
look
again, no?
I'll look at Ravens. You look at
Yeah,
Dolphins.
Jets again. I think they play you said they play the Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys is a tough one.
Um,
So they go Titans Monday night, Jets both home, Cowboys Christmas Eve, at Ravens. We'll decide. Oh, it's going to come to at Ravens.
is that
Oh, Ravens. So now
And
Ravens have.
Bills fighting for their life.
So Ravens, Rams. They're already 7-point favorites. They're at Ravens. Jaguars, tough. 49ers, tough. Dolphins, tough. And then they should beat the Steelers.
Yeah. So it's a lot to be decided. I think we're really getting
And
to
the,
the.
the Jags are lying in the weeds with like the same record.
Here's the odds.
Yeah. Yeah, contenders and pretenders.
Oh, guess who's going to be the number 1 seed? The Chiefs.
Why? Because they're going to bang each other out?
Yep. They're going to bang each other out. Okay, they have the Bills. Tough.
Tough. Yeah.
Patriots, Raiders, Bengals, Chargers.
Oh yeah, it is gonna be the Chiefs.
They're gonna even if they
That's
lose,
why that made
they're
last
Every year
night.
they find a way.
They're gonna get through it.
Every year.
Let's talk about that too. You weren't in the room, but I mean, and I don't think you've had a lot of pass coverage in your NFL career. I'm gonna go out on a limb. You're blocking. You're a good blocker.
I beg to differ. I kept Revis Island in check.
Okay.
2009, San Diego. We went out early, and so for the walkthrough before the game that we played for the playoffs, I was playing wide receiver and dominated him, and then had to show him how to defend against me.
I like that. But that was pass interference last night. No,
Which one?
100%.
the late
end?
one when he climbed his shoulders.
The
The pass right over the
one.
middle, deep, the post.
Hail Mary?
Scantling.
Oh
No,
no! Oh,
for-
that one. Yeah, yeah. That
Wait,
Easy.
wasn't even close. Yeah.
But that was also the the tackle that was a personal foul on the sideline. There was absurd.
That was pretty absurd too. But you can't.
Watching that, that gave him another 15 yards.
I don't like the
kept
two.
the drive going.
I don't like the two wrongs make a right.
No, I don't think that was a makeup call. I think that they just fucking completely missed it.
I mean, he climbed his
I don't know
back.
how you missed it. It was like
But they honestly missed. Not I said they missed 2 calls. This is the one where MVS he literally was going backwards out of bounds and she stopped the clock.
Stop the clock.
No,
That would have
Then
basically
they
ended
tried,
the game.
They tried to say it was because they stopped forward momentum.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah, he literally was going
but
backwards.
He was running backwards to get out of bounds.
nuts.
I tweeted about it yesterday. The NFL made $18 billion last year. $18 billion in revenue. they have part-time refs. Like, what? Just hire actual refs. What are we doing?
It is kind of crazy. It is
It's a
crazy.
dream job too. You're not working fucking rest of the year.
No, they all have other jobs. They're all like lawyers and accountants and shit.
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying. It's
Devote your time to being a better ref. Like, have them be full-time refs. It's
imagine if you
insane.
only had to work like half the time and you could travel around and see your favorite band and run half marathons and like it's a fucking dream.
Well, there's charity work though. There's barbecue.
Yeah.
NIL collectives, watch salesmen.
It's fucking,
I think the Chiefs go 12-5 and get the 1 seed.
Yeah, when I saw the schedule,
Yeah, no.
I think they're actually going to lose to the Bills. I really think they're going.
They have a head-to-head against the Dolphins too, which people
Yeah,
forget.
I think they lose to the Bills and then they win out.
Go back to the Falcons-Bucks. They play each other next week, by the way.
Oh, I know.
That division.
Yeah, the Bucs
That's
are
going
gonna-
to decide the division.
The Bucs are going to win it.
Next week's slate is pretty.
Where's the game?
It's at Bucs, right?
I know it's in Atlanta.
Desmond Ritter don't lose at home, brother.
He's lost at home.
He doesn't.
He lost 1 game.
When? Did he lose one this year at home?
Yeah, he lost 1 game this year.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The Bucs are the Bucs
often.
Win this game. They're going to win this game.
Nah, give me the Falcons at home.
Mike Evans I think he might be one of the most underrated receivers.
Hall of Famer, easy.
When you see the stats, like I think it's just like what was it, 6,000 in a row? Was it
10 1,000-yard seasons
That's
in a row.
insane.
It's all 10 years he's played in the NFL.
That's crazy.
1,000 yards every season.
I hope the Giants throw a bag at him next year.
I don't think he leaves. Like,
They couldn't get a deal done.
but I think maybe after this year they get one done. Like he just shows out with whoever's at quarterback.
That is also
Who are
true.
you gonna have thrown to?
One of the rookies.
Not sure, Nick. Not sure at all yet.
You think they re-sign Baker if they win the division?
Yeah, you
Even
have
if it's like
You
8
have
9.
to. Well, you don't have to, Marty. I mean,
Even if it's like 8 9, win the division.
yeah, I don't.
And then
what
get
if-
smashed by the
What have they?
Cowboys.
What have they re-signed Tom Brady this year? Yep, they went 8-9.
Nuts.
Yeah.
All right.
Mic drop on the Tom Brady right there.
Bengals, Jags tonight. Who likes something? Picks
Bengals.
for anything.
Bengals plus 10.
Their offense is not that bad. Their whole team's not that bad for 10 points. Like
They get Higgins back, Logan Wilson on defense back. I was looking at some numbers. Lawrence is like a home, like Urge is like a big favorite. Has been like really bad against the spread.
He hasn't been that great this year.
I'll find the touchdown scorer. I think that's really kind of all I'm at.
Where's the game?
It's in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville?
In Jacksonville.
Jake Browning.
Getting a full 10. I like the full 10.
Jake Browning over just a rushing yard, just gets 1 rushing touchdown. Excuse me, plus 1,300.
Getting a rushing touchdown.
Jake Browning rushing touchdown plus
I don't think
1,300.
I
see, the
truly
problem
don't think
is-
he can move forward.
As the guy who was begging for quarterback sneaks in the stream last night, they cannot lose another quarterback. I don't know if they'll sneak him. Maybe they will.
I know, but I just 13 to 1. You just need a broken play. Just
I'm not
something.
going to blame you. I bet Mahomes and
I also like the under, and Evan McPherson over just basically 2 field goals. That's plus 100.
I like.
I might put
I'll
some,
probably take field goals.
I might put some Evan Ingram props too. I saw the Bengals aren't great at defending tight ends, so might ride some Ingram props.
6-point tees. Bengals plus 16, and then you get the Steelers even against the shabby Patriots on Thursday. I like that.
All right.
Ben,
I think
Nick,
the
what do you like?
Patriots could win that game.
I think I'm just going off the points. Right? I think the field goals too. I'll take the field goals.
Oh,
You like the Bengals?
what do you think about that, Big Ev?
Fleming leaving's a little surprising. Wanted a bigger role,
Is he
probably.
losing the team?
I don't think so. I mean,
He might be losing the team.
McCord and a few backup defensive backs.
Well, your
I mean, we have
quarterback
guys leave all
leaving is like not just like whatever. You have like I understand you could say whatever. That's not you went 11-1 or
And I think they were going to move on from him regardless. I think
why?
because he just like
You said he was the guy.
yeah, but listen. Which hat am I wearing right now? Show me which hat you want me to wear?
I'm not sure. You tell me what hat you want to wear.
All right, so I'll take off my like unbiased hat. He was good. He wasn't like weak. We could do better. I think we could get better in the
100%.
transfer portal.
Where was this all season?
I love when you take off the hat.
Because listen, like he's my guy. Like I'm always, especially the college kids. Like he's QB1. I'm gonna support my guy. I'm gonna ride him until the wheels fell off. The wheels have now fallen off.
See ya.
I genuinely at the bottom of my heart wish him the best. He's a good kid. He played through injuries this year. He played his heart out. He wasn't a freshman. He was a 4th-year guy. It was his first year to start. I actually really respect that he waited out because I think a lot of kids in his spot would have transferred. when Stroud came in the same year, beat him, sat behind Fields for a year, him for 2 years, got his opportunity. It sort of worked out, not really.
Will he be a first-round pick? Oh, no. He's going to transfer?
He's going to go to another school.
And then will he be after that? You think?
I genuinely wish him the best. I really do. I don't know. I don't really see it right now, but
He's not very good.
I would genuinely wish him the best.
He's
a good guy.
Marvin
His
Harrison
good
Jr.
people.
Is like the best receiver I think I've ever seen in college football. I really do. I truly believe he is the most talented I've ever seen.
He's incredible.
And
I think if
just throwing the ball up.
It's easy to say this. If we had somebody, it's easy to say, like, especially with how well Stroud has played this year. If we had Stroud playing quarterback with this team, we're winning the championship by 2 touchdowns.
After watching him in the NFL, I can't.
In our Ohio State, he was special. We just had bad defenses. Weren't as physical. We finally had a physical team, and the quarterback play wasn't as good. Unfortunately, it was a big drop off from the rookie of the year to just probably like a guy. It sucks.
So, all right, yeah, we'll be streaming tonight. We also will be streaming Surviving Barstool. 8:00 episode 4 tonight, 5 tomorrow, 6, and then you go 7, 8 into the finale, and the reunion show out in Chicago.
The reunion's next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be fun.
It's insane. I watched this stuff from the sidelines. It is, if you can afford it, it is absolutely.
What's crazy is the fact that when we filmed it, it was 100 years ago, and now it's like the finale. They just booked my flight. Like, it's great. It's already like it's here.
And $10 on coffee. I know you do. I know I do. I spend $10 on really stupid things. This is the best thing we've ever put out.
It's an unbelievable.
You just won't regret it.
Also, like, let's do a fuck you to YouTube. We wanted to give it to you for free.
Right.
We tried. They took it away from us, and we're also still giving it to free a week after.
Yeah, if you're having, like I said, it's the holidays. We just asked everybody to help out with Cyber Monday and stuff. So I understand times can be tough. People, I've had times.
I actually think Dave's right. $10 is no matter what you are, it's $10.
I've had times where $10 was tough.
Yes.
Of course there is.
Early 20s, you get out of college. It's
Of course there is.
I don't think you can get a Big Mac meal in the city for under $10.
Can't.
Probably, yeah.
Can't.
But this is
Not in the city. Not everyone lives in New York City.
100%.
But
you're getting 6 hours of entertainment for it, and it is
just
really
worth
good,
it, man. It's worth
really
it.
Just ask yourself. Like, you look at a guy like Nick Mangold. Nick Mangold's been out of work now for how many years?
Let's see. Last played 7 years.
7 years. The man has no job,
Unemployed.
loser, sitting at home, comes with us to hang out, and he paid the $10.
Well, I haven't yet. I need to click the link, but
Exactly.
I'm waiting till if
Can I
do
throw
it
something
now,
up really quick?
Yeah.
If I saw this, I'd just give any thoughts on this.
Dukes is just down rabbit hole.
Okay.
I mean,
'Cause I know you're
it's not
talking
really
about courts.
fair. I mean,
It's fair.
the defense just was. I mean, Sir Coach Kanoa with CJ Stroud.
I just love how you guys are just pointing fingers at everybody. But, yeah, so Surviving Barstool tonight. Let's get out of here before Ev starts throwing punches. Monday Night Game will be streaming the second half tonight after Surviving Barstool. Everybody check it out. We will see you tomorrow.
I mean, he had that team literally a field goal for winning the national title, but